Hi and welcome to another daily devotion. Today again I'm going to be speaking Galatians chapter 5 verse 24 about where it says here, and those who are Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and its desires. You know, the question is today, are we crucifying the flesh or are we feeding it? Because, you know, no matter which way we look at it, we're doing one or the other. I don't think there is neutral ground in this at all. And so, you know, Apostle Paul is saying, you know, that flesh is still a very real thing, that old nature. And we got to make sure that we just don't feed that thing anymore. And, you know, this is, I guess, fitting for the context of this scripture, this passage of scripture, about us as Christians, that we have been saved, born again, filled with the Spirit, and children of the living God, but then, you know, begin to, you know, feed the wrong thing. And what I mean by that is, Apostle Paul is saying, you know, pretty much to crucify, kill off that old nature. And, you know, but what attention do we give it? You know, I remember, in fact, it's still going on now. I don't know about you guys, but you ever developed a pot belly in your mid-50s and they just seem to pop out from nowhere, don't they? Well, no, they don't. It's because we've been feeding this thing and, you know, a lack of exercise, apparently. And but anyways, the thing is that our spiritual life is very similar. Whatever we feed, you know, the flesh or the spirit, is the one that's going to grow. And, you know, I know for myself that I cut down on what I would eat considerably until my wife, who, you know, is very, very loving and caring toward me, she said to me that, you know, the problem is it's not so much the quantity that you're eating, it's what you're eating. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I love my deep-fried Cabana and Coke and, you know, all this lovely... You know, why does it taste so good? I mean, it has to be good for you, surely. But then again, it produces the results of pot belly, fat neck, and all the rest of these things. And but, you know, what are we doing today? Are we feeding our spirit man, or are we feeding our flesh? What consumes you? What consumes me? Do I like sitting in front of the TV all day and channel surfing, or on Foxtel or Netflix, and, you know, looking at all the wrong things and things that are actually feeding the flesh? Or do we use that same, you know, media to look at good things that would feed our spirit? Like, you know, for example, you know, I wanted to watch a really good war movie one time, and I just knew, I thought, no, I need to watch something a little bit more uplifting, and began to watch on YouTube some really good Christian teaching. And you know what? I was lifted up and built up so mightily. It was such a blessing to me because I was feeding my spirit man. You know, every day we make decisions and choices and simple things that we do in daily life. And, you know, I want to, I guess, encourage you today to do a bit of stock take as to the things that we do, with things that we watch, things we listen to, places we go, things we read. What is it doing? The content of what we are reading or listening to, has it the capacity to build us spiritually, or does it have the capacity to feed the flesh, to feed the old nature? And, you know, at the end of the day, whatever we feed is going to grow, and whatever we feed will get stronger. And so, you know, Paul is saying here about walking in the Spirit, and, you know, then we won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. I believe it's very important that we honestly look at our personal walk and the choices we make, you know, decisions we make, the food we eat even, and to see, you know, what are we doing to our physical body and our spiritual body, our spiritual person. And because, as I said before, whatever we feed, that's what's going to grow. And if we're feeding our spirit man, we'll be stronger in the Spirit, and our walk in the Spirit will be stronger, and we will, you know, not fulfill the lust of the flesh. See, this is a very natural way of us dealing with the desires and the lusts of the flesh. But tomorrow I'm going to speak about another way. I believe that God, you know, He expects us to do what we can do, and He will do what we can't do. But I believe we need to get the natural things in order so the spiritual things may flow. And so today I just wanted to touch base on the natural things that you and I as Christians need to look into and do a bit of stock take and just have a practical look at the spiritual and physical input in our life and make adjustments accordingly. Tomorrow I'm going to look at the spiritual aspect of this, and I'm sure that we're going to get a little bit out of that for sure. Anyway, be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.